Kingdom Hearts was the first console game I ever owned. A great title to start for a console peasant like me. I've completed this game a minimum of 3 times. I don't count the ones before the PS3 version because I never beat them. I didn't know what to do. I was a kid. Sue me. It is a series I stuck by with some reluctance due to later titles. I will get to them, don't worry. Right now, let's focus on Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Firstly, the load screens are faster than anything I've seen in a Kingdom Hearts game. First world problems. I'm mainly going to look at the PS4 version. I'm not going to compare to the previous iterations. There are other videos for that if you want to go check those out. They fixed the biggest problem though, load times. Nothing beats fixing load times and the narrative. We don't have to worry about the latter until the next game. It's not a tremendous feeling revisiting these games again after playing them on the PS3. It feels too fresh, yet the technical improvements do make the game better. This is the only time where simple and clean can be attributed to the series. The journey is only beginning, and this is the last time we see any form of coherence. The introduction is the dive to the heart sequence. A mysterious, enigmatic voice tells you what is to come. Some tedious tutorial happens. The weapon I choose affects Sora's stats in different ways. The magic weapon is actually the best option because magic is the only stat dependent upon that choice. The attack and defense stats are the only 2 aspects of Sora that can be changed with items. Magic is preset through a tier system, so pick wisely. There is a right choice, sadly. Sora wakes up on the beach. That doesn't seem simple and clean, but compared to what happens later in the series, you'd be surprised. Destiny Islands acts as a second tutorial level where you experience some friendship. We'll keep track of them throughout the game. An explanation for Sora's combat ability, people you will never see again. Well, we'll see the ones that matter anyway. You find some items, and you get an item. How does she know I would need this? Who thought I would need this? Does Sora get hurt that often? I wouldn't doubt it. Sora has a turf war with his best friend who is physically and mentally better than him, an entire year older. No shit, he's better. He becomes a babysitter. Nothing says adult more than taking care of a wooden kid. Anyway, he goes into the darkness, whatever, fuck it. Kairi disappears right before Sora's eyes. We get sucked into a black ball. Sora wakes up in Traverse Town. The worlds are the core environments present throughout the game. Destiny Island serves as the normalcy before, you know, a giant ball kills his planet. There's some janky platforming, but still solid. It's fun because I can use Sora's combat attack as an extension to reach distant sections of the game. A fun, intricate touch to gameplay. Each world is different from each other. Wonderland serves as the best example. I have to memorize the layout, and even then I had trouble remembering which door leads where. Agrabah is the most vertical level to illustrate the civilization style of buildings. Atlantica can suck a chode with its swimming mechanics, but the level design is fun. A lot of intricacy and hidden stuff laying around. Olympus Coliseum acts as the minimalist setting where gladiator battles occur. How are Heartless fighting in a Coliseum tournament? Hollow Bastion is the culmination of all these aspects. Massive level design, intricate detail, puzzle rooms, disorienting level design, verticality. Monstro acts as a secondary maze world similar to Wonderland. Let's check on Kairi. Okay. What about Riku? Fine. The worlds have chests scattered for the player to find, trinities laying around the worlds to revisit for some nice items. New abilities help venture to previously restricted areas, retrieving dead dogs to the traumatized parents, beating teams of sentient Heartless for trophies, new enemies to fight after you complete Hollow Bastion for the first time, killing specific enemies for synthesis items to receive the best sword in the game. A nice reward after 3 hours of grinding. Pro tip! Mash the X button! That's the core of this game's mechanics. Not really. Magic is important, but it doesn't appear until the end of the first world. Fire is the first spell that increases your range for a single enemy. Blizzard expands that range to multiple enemies. Thunder acts as an AoE. Cure is for health recovery. Arrow is for health maintenance. Gravity is a tracking AoE. Stop is for enemies with a lot of health. Cure makes room in the items menu for other better items. Attach Cure to your magic hut menu because you will need it. You get Arrow after beating Traverse Town for the second time. A handy ability that you are required to have at all times. Slap that fucker onto the hut menu. There are only 3 slots for magic spells in the game, so the third can be any other spell you prefer. The spells are interchangeable because some work better for fighting enemies and others work better for fighting bosses. There are a lot of combat abilities the game gives you attached to AP. Ability points acts as a limiter for what you can equip. Do you want one ability or another? Do you prefer Sonic Blade or Strike Rage? Do you prefer Magic Rage or MP Gift on Goofy? These can be tricky if you don't have enough, but the game does give these as items to increase the limit or items you can synthesize. There are no worries about limits there unless you don't feel like spending time grinding to get all the abilities. Some don't matter if you don't use certain abilities. Summons are attached to those abilities. I don't use summons other than Tinkerbell because she is the best. Also, I can't skip the cutscenes for the summons. I like them, but I don't need to summon half of those characters. They're basically useless compared to Tinkerbell and Bambi. It's also because her summon doesn't have a gauge that depletes and she fully heals you if you die. Bambi is another good choice because he gives free MP orbs, but I had MP gift on Goofy, so he gave me his magic, rendering him useless, like he was useless saving his mother. Throw that second chance a second wind on. Donald and Goofy are going to die a lot. You need fodder for the enemy's aggro. Don't give them any AP, power, or defense boost until you fully upgrade Sora. They don't need it that much. If you die, game over. You can't help others if you can't help yourself. Nobody needs to care about Dolan and Goofy. They come back anyway. How about Kairi? She's fucking still dead. How about our boy Riku? Possessed. Great. The narrative closes with some quests set up for sequels. Sora isn't allowed to go back home with his girlfriend. That's what happened at the end of the game. They became official. We all know it. Harry cries over a drawing. Riku is stuck in the realm of darkness,
where he belongs.
Dude in black coat beats some black dudes. Fun endgame content? There's not much to say other than it's a solid game. A few flaws, but there are more good aspects that outweigh said flaws. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to stick around, subscribe. I make videos. You know what to do. Get out, you cuck. Birth by Sleep is the best Kingdom Hearts game.